Hey all, it's Aurelius. In this video, what I'm going to walk you through is a email marketing for beginners kind of mini course or email marketing 101. So if you're thinking about starting to build an email list for your small business, or whether you're a creator or an entrepreneur to nurture and make more sales through an email database, then this video is for you, because I'm going to run through some of the most common questions I get in terms of email marketing, such as which email marketing platform should you use for your business, and things like how many emails should you be sending and whether you should send through your own domain name or whatnot, and some of these other best practices that you should take into consideration and implement, take action into your email marketing or business in general. A little backstory before I begin. I started building an email list since 2006 and garnered about 100,000 subscribers, but obviously I've cut it down substantially because emails do die out and it's all about quality versus quantity, but I'll talk more about list size and quantity in this video as well. But that's how I started, because social media back then obviously didn't exist, and I think MySpace existed, but other than that, that was about it. So email marketing really was kind of the only way to be able to follow up on your leads, subscribers, and customers. And now these days there's social media, but one of the things that people forget is that social media, you don't own it. You don't own those platforms and sites. So therefore, that's where email marketing comes into play. Now, to start off with, what is email marketing? Well, email marketing is having the ability to follow up on subscribers who have given you permission and you sending targeted emails to them. I don't teach how to harvest emails and buy leads and then sending email promotions to them. That's considered spam. But more so, you're sending targeted emails to them, to a targeted audience, of course. Whether emails are commercial, educational, or whatever it may be, it's all part of email marketing. Now, the next question is, why email marketing? Why should you be building an email list? Well, the simple and straightforward answer is simply because with an email list, you own that kind of asset, I guess. It's a digital asset in a way where you can follow up on your subscribers anytime you want. You have full flexibility and control to contact them and send promotions the way that you want. Versus if you were to build all your following or your audience on a single social media platform or multiple social media platforms, where they have control over your audience, they basically own it. And there's a thing called digital sharecropping, where basically you're renting space from another person's land. So you can harvest your stuff on one area of their land, and that's it. If they decide to sell their land off or they make drastic changes to it, there goes, your crop. A time when email marketing was powerful and crucial at the time was when I had my PayPal account permanently limited. And for those who have had their PayPal accounts basically shut, you know what I'm talking about. And essentially when they permanently limit your account, there's no going back and they won't reinstate your account. So therefore you basically lose any income that you've made or subscribers that are actively on your PayPal subscription. So at that time, I had hundreds of subscribers or customers more so paying me every single month for one of our memberships. And overnight, I lost all their subscription payments because PayPal limited my account. And so what I had to do, of course, is to look for another payment solution. So that's the power of having an email list. It may not relate to you in terms of PayPal or payment solutions, but let's say you are building on social media or all on Instagram or all on TikTok. If you lose all those followers, your business is gone for good. And what you need to take into account is not to put all your eggs in one basket. With email marketing platforms, you can back up your list and export it as a spreadsheet. So that's where you can then save that, and then you can always import it to a new service if you do wish to do so. Next up, which email marketing platform do I recommend you use and get started with? If you're a creator, a solopreneur, or kind of a small team between 1 to 5, I would say ConvertKit is a good choice just because it's easy to use and get started with. And there's a range of tools such as a landing page builder. So it's all in one. You don't need to go and source another third-party tool to be able to create a landing page to collect subscribers. So that's kind of a solution for that if you want an all-in-one platform. In addition, what I like about ConvertKit is that it has a clean interface, so no clutter, and it just gives you what you need right in front of you. If you're looking for more advanced features, I would recommend using something like Drip. And that's personally what I use. I used to use ConvertKit 2 in conjunction, but now I've just consolidated it into just one platform, that is Drip. The reason why I like Drip is because you can do more advanced tagging and segmentation of your email list. So if you do want to segment your emails or email lists based on a particular subject, topic, or interest, or even an action that someone has taken. So let's say they clicked a specific link of your email showing that they're interested in this type of topic, then you can segment those subscribers. Not to say that ConvertKit can't do that, but I feel Drip has more flexibility and options to be able to do even more segmentation and advanced things like that. So without getting you confused, I would recommend ConvertKit if you're just starting out, you're a beginner, because they also provide 1,000 email subscribers you can store for free and without you having to pay. Therefore, you can then move up to the next tier once you do exceed 1,000 subscribers. On the contrary, if you have a larger team perhaps and you're looking for more features, then I would recommend Drip. The next question, and one that's related to email marketing platforms, is whether you should use an email marketing plugin or script that you install in a system such as WordPress. My simple answer is I don't recommend it, only because there's so many variables and technical aspects of setting up like your own autoresponder system, because if you do get blacklisted, then you need to handle and manage those, so then you can whitelist it. So you'll need to then contact those mail servers in order to get your emails or your domain name and your IP address whitelisted. That's just one of the many things that you have to be able to handle. So if you're technically savvy, perhaps you want to do that. And if you want more flexibility and options in terms of setting up your email kind of system, then that may be the route. However, if you're just starting out, definitely a no-no, because you don't want to be sending out from your own IP address, your own domain name, because really there's just so many technical issues involved with that. The next question is, should you use a separate email to send out emails from? My answer is it's completely up to you and whether you actually want to receive responses from your email subscribers. So if you do send out a newsletter, for example, if they hit reply, do you want to receive those emails, or do you want, let's say, a team, whoever is working in your team, to also be able to see that? For me, I like to use my own personal email address because it looks more personal when they see it from the address. So it's aurelius@aureliustijen.com as opposed to newsletter@aureliustijen.com, for instance. But again, if you do want to kind of segment and separate your personal emails versus the emails that you send out through your email marketing platform, then you could possibly do that. So create a separate email like hello@yourdomainname.com versus yourname@domain.com. Moving on to the next question, and that is, how many emails should you be sending each week, and how much is too much, or how little is too little? Firstly, what I would say is it depends on your niche and their expectations as well, which is why it's important to set those expectations early on, as soon as your subscriber subscribes to your email newsletter. So let's say they subscribe and opt in. That first email that you send out should be a warm welcome, and then after that could be you should be expecting one or two emails from me each week, or it could be one email each month, or it could be a daily email. So set those expectations so they're not surprised and they can predict when your emails will be sent out. If you talk a lot about newsworthy topics, then obviously those would be more regular than if you were to just send a blog post each month. So therefore, that's where it's important to set those expectations at the beginning. Now, on the same topic, how many promotional emails should you be sending out, and how much is too much? And you don't want to come across as a spammer and too salesy or too pushy. What I usually like to do is to mix it around. Sometimes I would send a product promotion directly about that product. So it's called a direct response email. That's where you create an email specifically talking about that product. You go, you cut straight to the chase. You're not talking about anything else apart from that product. The way to mix around if you feel like it's too pushy or too direct is you can create different angles of that promotion. So let's say an FAQ email. So an FAQ email is basically a frequently asked question kind of email where you answer one of the most frequently asked questions, or you can have a set of questions that answers some of the most common issues or questions that people ask, right, around that product or service. So rather than promoting directly about that product, you could answer 10 of the most common questions about XYZ widget or tool. Another angle you could approach is kind of like a tip or educational email. So provide them with value straight up front, right? So it could be 10 ways on how to do this or how to do this in 2 minutes. Have that email ready, and at the bottom, have a call to action to that product or service that you're promoting. There's really no rule of thumb to follow, but these are just kind of general things that you can apply. What you need to do is to gauge how your subscribers are engaging in those emails, whether you're getting a lot of unsubscribes, and if you do, or if you are getting a lot of unsubscribes, then it's a good indication that perhaps you're maybe pushing it a little bit too much. There is another way for your subscribers to just receive a weekly email as opposed to a daily email. And you can do this with most email marketing platforms where you tag them so that they only receive weekly emails, kind of like a summary of email newsletters that you've sent throughout the week. And that's a powerful thing about email marketing. There's just so many customizations you can do with segmenting your email list. Next question is the types of emails that you can send out to your email list. Now, I did touch on the subject of sending promotional emails and the different angles, but what are the kinds of emails that you can also send? I did record another email, which I'll link up right here, and I'll link it up in the description too, so that you can refer to that if you do want to learn the kinds of emails that you can send out to your email list, as opposed to just sending, let's say, an article or a promotion to your product. So these are things that will help nurture and build that trust with your email list. The next thing I want to cover is some email marketing best practices to follow. The first best practice to take into account is to avoid using spammy words such as 100%, guaranteed, free. So if you can avoid those, then do so, because you'll get a higher chance if you do use those words that'll end up going to spam. The second thing is to make sure your unsubscribe link is clear and visible, because the last thing you want is for people to hit that spam button if they really can't unsubscribe from your email list. So make it clear, visible. Don't have it all the way at the bottom and grayed out. Make it at the bottom or at the end of your email. All right, so don't add all these spaces, all this white space, just to make your emails look like they're personal or whatever. The third best practice is not to mislead your subscribers. So if your email subject line says 10 ways on how to do XYZ, but then your email doesn't align with that subject line, then that's considered misleading and they'll most likely hit that spam button. So avoid misleading, make sure your subject line does match up with your body, and don't say, don't use these hypey or misleading subject lines just to get them to open your emails. Now, for some other best practices and how to avoid your emails going to spam, I did create a dedicated separate video in terms of that topic. So I'll link it up in this card as well and in the description below. Next up, building your email list, which is one of the most crucial things, because anyone can sign up to an email marketing tool, service, or platform, but obviously the hardest part is to grow and nurture that email list. So the first step that you need to take is to create some type of lead magnet. A lead magnet is exactly what the name suggests. It's a lead magnet. You want to create this, this report, this worksheet, this plan, or this ebook to magnetize your subscribers and get them to opt in. If you want some lead magnet ideas, I did create another tutorial on 10 lead magnet ideas, which I'll link up in the description below. Go ahead, check that out, and that will give you some ideas and some inspiration as to where to get started and what kinds of lead magnets you could start off with. Now, once you have created your lead magnet, it's time to create your landing page. Your landing page is where your potential subscriber or visitor lands so that they can opt in to receive your lead magnet. There are 3 ways on how you can build your landing page. Number 1 is to use the built-in landing page builder that your email marketing platform provides already. So if you're using ConvertKit, they already have a landing page builder. Drip also has one, but it's pretty basic. So use that if you want to save on the costs. Otherwise, the second way is to use WordPress in conjunction with a plugin called Elementor. Another service that you could use is called LeadPages, and that's fully dedicated to just building landing pages, and it is a little costly if you are going to pay and either pay monthly or yearly. Obviously, yearly is more cost effective, but it does provide many templates to choose from. So all you need to do is just choose from one of the templates, customize a bit, and then add your email marketing platform. So if you're using ConvertKit, just add your ConvertKit API key or whatever it is that they need to integrate it with LeadPages. And once you have your landing page built up, it's time to start posting content. So you can post on your blog, Instagram, other social media platforms. You got LinkedIn, you've got Facebook, and also YouTube. And how do you even post it? Well, you can do it in several ways. If you are teaching or educating people on YouTube, then use a call to action in your video. So in your video, say, hey, sign up to get your free 10-part mini course on whatever it is, and then get them to go to a specific URL to opt in for that lead magnet. I did create another tutorial on how you can create a sort of micro website or link in bio, where you can basically have this one link in your social media bios. So if they click that, all these links appear on kind of one page, and your landing page or lead magnet can appear there. So I'll link that specific tutorial in the description box below, because I think that'll be handy if you are going to promote your email marketing newsletter throughout social media. And in fact, if you look down below, you can see my specific link in bio or micro website that basically links to my Koji profile. And that Koji profile then links up to several of my lead magnets and opt-in pages. So do check those out. Feel free to model it, and you can see how I've approached email marketing too. You've also got paid advertising such as Facebook and Instagram ads, where you can feature your lead magnet and basically pay based on your budget. So if your budget is $5 a day, then you can set that in Instagram ads or Facebook ads and have a specific campaign budget. So you're not obviously going over a certain budget. And for more tips on how to get more people to your email newsletter, I did create another tutorial again. So it's called 20 traffic tips and tricks. So I'll link it up in the description below for you to check out. And one of those tips should help you in terms of traffic generation. Now, the final thing I want to talk about are advanced email marketing techniques. Now, I know this video is for beginners, but once you do kind of want to scale up your email list, then one of the things that you can do is to segment your email list. Segmenting is simply separating your email list based on topic and actions and engagements that your customers have taken. So let's say customers who have clicked a specific link, or customers who have opened a specific email newsletter. And you can even segment based on location, geographical location that is, and those who have already bought a particular product. So if they have bought a particular product, then you take them out of that specific email list and then move them to the paid email newsletter. The next advanced thing that you want to take into account is, once you have built an email list, one of the things you should do, and it's important, is to purge your email list. This is essentially where you clean up your email list, because over time, emails or subscribers don't respond to emails that you sent out. And sometimes emails do die out, but most of the time, email marketing platforms like Drip and ConvertKit, they clean that up for you, but they don't just delete it, right? They don't just delete any subscriber of yours without your permission. So what you should do on a periodic basis, so let's say every 3 months or every 6 months, you go into your email marketing system or ConvertKit or Drip, and then segment or filter or search for those who have not opened or clicked on your emails the past 6 months or the past 3 months, because those subscribers obviously aren't interested in your emails anymore, or they don't check their inbox anymore. So you want to remove them in order to get a higher engagement rate, a higher deliverability rate, and that in the eyes of mail servers such as Yahoo, you got Gmail, Google, and Outlook, they send positive signals saying that people are opening your emails, and therefore they will prioritize your emails, going to the inbox, sometimes in the promotions, and most of the time, if you are sending commercial emails, then they do land in the promotions tab. But definitely practice list hygiene or purging, okay? So do that on a periodic basis. Set a schedule on your calendar to remind you. So although I have built an email list of over 100,000, I did cut down substantially So now it's hyper responsive, and only those who want to receive and read my emails, those are the subscribers that they want to engage in my emails. In addition, you will save on fees because most of these email marketing platforms charge you based on how many email subscribers you have stored. There's a huge fee difference between someone who has an email list of 10,000 versus 100,000. So it means hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. For someone with 10,000 email subscribers compared to 100,000 subscribers, there's a huge cost difference there. All right, so I hope this video has answered some of the most common questions in terms of email marketing. Of course, if you do have any further questions on this topic, feel free to comment below. I'd be happy to answer. But one of the things I would urge you to do starting today is to build an email list. No matter what business you're in or niche you're in, I would urge you to start today. Now, on the subject of email marketing, I do have a weekly newsletter. It's called the Productive Digital Creator. If you look down below, there's a link to that. Make sure you sign up. It's free, and on a weekly basis, I send out new video alerts and also tips around digital product creation, entrepreneurship, and productivity. Apart from that, do watch the relevant videos that I mentioned in this video because I think that'll help you in terms of email marketing, getting started with it, and some best practices to follow overall. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll leave a couple of relevant videos right here for you to watch next.